Hello, everybody, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Wednesday, December 13th, 2017. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
Please remember, everybody, that we are holding an AMA and Ask Me Anything, where you can submit any question that you would like, and we will attempt to answer it tomorrow in celebration of episode 400. Please send those questions into any form of social media, whether it is right here on Facebook or YouTube if you are watching us live, or on Twitter or Instagram or anywhere else that you can find the show. Leave it in the comments or send it into our email, which is feedback.ireddit@gmail.com. Nathan, how are you doing today?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
Really hungry still.
Yeah, really hungry still? I got paid this morning, so your check should be there, like, now, tomorrow. Something.
Maybe even the next day.
Soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully. My boy been hungry.
Real hungry. You guys about to see what my dinner is?
Oh, man, that's a beer.
A single bottle, because I don't have any more.
I mean, it's got calories.
It's got yeast. That's like, it's liquid bread. It's good for you.
What is it, darling? Jennifer wants to know if you'd like me to come pick you up after the show and you can come eat dinner. He debates.
Oh, no, I have plans. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, the offer was there.
If I didn't already have plans.
Does your plans involve going to get food with somebody? It does? Good. Is someone going to buy you McDonald's or some shit?
No.
No!
I'm going to con them out of something better.
Like, what, Taco Bell?
Yo, Carl's Jr. is the fucking best fast food restaurant we have up here, and it's unfortunate we don't have Sonic.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because where I grew up in Oklahoma, Carl's Jr. was the nastiest, most rancid, goo-filled, disgusting, cockroach-infested place in the entire state.
Gross.
So, the fact that here I've had multiple people like, yeah, man, Carl's Jr. is the bomb, and immediately my brain goes, oh, God, there's no way it can be good. It was.
Yeah, no, dude, up here it's the fucking jam.
It was by far the most disgusting, nasty stuff in Oklahoma. Like, at least where I grew up. I mean, maybe in other parts of Oklahoma it was better, but the Carl's Jr. we had was the worst.
Well, I think it's because Oklahoma sucks.
Yeah, Oklahoma's pretty friggin' awful. Like, it was funny because I went to pick up Zach Klutz from the airport last night, right? And he was like, if you ever go to Tennessee, whatever you do not drive the 32, which is a highway, right? And I was like, sure, okay. And I was like, well, whatever you do... No, he said, if you ever go to Tennessee, whatever you do not drive the 32. And I said, okay, well, in exchange, if you ever go to Oklahoma, whatever you do, immediately figure out the fastest way to leave. Because
absolutely,
you don't need to be
never
there.
Want to go to Oklahoma ever.
If someone forces you to go, I'm going to presume you've been kidnapped and call the authorities. Because there's no reason to go there whatsoever.
What if you have to pass through it?
If you're just passing through, make a quick stop at Brahms and have a good time.
Just get the fuck out.
Besides that, you better hurry on through. Like, Brahms is the only good thing about Oklahoma that I can think of, aside from a couple people that live there that I wish would not live there.
Fair.
But make a stop at Brahms, order a number 4 and a number 7, and then get yourself some ice cream afterwards and be real happy.
I will do that next time I'm in Oklahoma, which is never.
Good plan.
No, I'm sorry. The next time I'll be in Oklahoma is after I've died and I've gone to hell.
Yeah, that's about right. You'll be.
Yeah.
I mean, just
in which case they'll be out of all of those.
Maybe, I don't know. For all I know, that's the spawn. Like, it's the thing that hell put out to try and attract people to it, which is Brahms.
It's like, not helping.
Well, maybe if we put out something good, it'll bring more people closer. But sir, if people never get close in the first place, how will they ever know that it's good? Damn it.
Yeah, but if you're gonna place it, closer, why the fuck you gotta place it in Oklahoma?
Well, because that's where.
Can you pick a place that's slightly less hell?
Well, I mean, Brahms is expanded to like southern Kansas and northern Texas, so.
That's not helping much. I don't want to ever go to Kansas or Texas.
Like, you can get Brahms without actually being in Oklahoma. You just have to get real close. I also got some interesting news today, in which it was presented to me on Monday, and I just got the follow-up to it today, of I do not have to go to work on the Tuesday after Christmas.
That's some bullshit.
My office is going to be closed because there was only going to be 3 of us there, which was me, the programmer, and the executive director. And they got a contact from admin of like, hey, so if you're not going to have any people there, would you mind just closing? That way we can like show it as a furlough day and it looks good for everybody of that we're trying to save money by having the office closed today. Even though it doesn't save the state any money at all because everyone just uses leave and all of the bills are paid on a monthly basis anyway, so. But
wow, get fucked.
Yeah, I mean the
rent.
Well,
I don't know.
The rent's still the same, and all of our rent is tied into the utilities for our office, so it literally doesn't save the state any money besides getting people to use a day of their leave. So,
yo, I'm super pissed. Where I work, I don't get the furlough day for the Thursday before, or for the Friday before that weekend, right? Which a bunch of other places downtown do get the furlough day.
Jennifer does, and I'm taking it off so that I can spend the day with Jennifer.
See? And then, that Tuesday, I also have to go into work. So I'm just fucking pissed.
Well, Jennifer has to go into work, and I was going to because I don't have a furlough day. We're not getting furloughed. But they came to us, we're like, so you want to close on the day after Christmas? Because nobody's going to be there, and it would look good if you tried to save money by closing the office for a day. And we were like, sure, I guess.
At least it looks good.
It literally changes nothing. But whatever, it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get into some news there, Nathan?
Yeah, let's get it over so I can play some Grim Dawn.
That doesn't involve food.
No, it doesn't. But I mean, I'm going to be playing Grim Dawn while waiting.
iPad is really quiet. Let's fix that. There we go.
10.
Another picked up, that is.
Another human foot washes ashore in Canada. That makes 13.
This was submitted by Disastrous to Our World News.
Normally this would be a concern, but apparently this particular section of British Columbia is pretty okay with it, as something about the tides and the currents and stuff like that just brings body parts there all the time. In the last 10 years, specifically feet, they have had 13, but they've had entire skeletons.
Yeah, what if it's a serial killer?
Well,
specifically for like cutting off feet and throwing them in the water.
Well, this particular foot still had the entire like bottom half of a leg still attached to the ankle, so that was interesting.
Yo, that's that tibia, dude.
And the fibula.
Yo, no fibbing.
And it still had a sock and shoe, and it's a modern shoe. So it's not like super old or anything like that. But they are going to be doing DNA testing on it to try and attempt to find out who it is, just in case it's a missing person or something like that. But
all of that meat is gone. They have a picture of it right here.
Well, I mean, there's still like the marrow and stuff they could use. Well,
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, those fucking fish, pick that shit clean. That means all of those fish have a taste for human flesh. We need to end them now.
It's actually funny that like one of the things that Hollywood has portrayed is that piranha will clean a human body to the bone in like seconds, which is very, very far from the truth. They are not.
Absolutely.
They don't prey on things that are larger than them. They prey on things that are easy for them to get, especially if it is something smaller. And as part of their survival instincts, if something large approaches them, they swim away.
That's fucking hilarious. That's like the exact opposite.
So if you were thrown in a pool with piranha, they would run away from you because you're something big that just made a big old splash.
Well, as most fish.
Yeah, as most fish. If something's bigger than you, you assume it's going to eat you and you run away. A little bit of a lesson for you.
Ooh.
9.
Florida man who dragged shark behind boat charged with animal cruelty.
This was submitted by Wubba-Lubba-Dub-Dubs to Our News.
This was, I realized that I said man when it is actually men, and it is 3 men that are...
I mean, most of the time you see Florida, you think Florida man.
Yeah. Ages 21, 23, and 28, they were charged with numerous criminal violations after first catching a shark, which was already illegal, tying that shark to the back of their speedboat, and then dragging the shark behind their speedboat through the water. They have been charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated animal cruelty, as well as misdemeanor charges of illegally fishing a shark. So, good job, guys. You have completely ruined your lives by being stupid.
Congratulations, you stupid fuck. Man, it's like the entirety of Florida from what I hear from the news.
I mean, well, it's because of the way that Florida court records are handled. This is why you hear so much about Florida Man, because of how quickly things are published in terms of the actual court and a charge database. So it's actually really easy to make news from Florida because everything that is ever done in Florida is immediately accessible.
Hasn't this... I think I remember talking about this, and I think I remember one of these guys doing a bunch of other shit like this. Like, with, like, Pelican or something. There's a picture of him holding it open. There
was also the people that all got in trouble because they had a baby dolphin on the shore, and then they all started trying to take pictures with it, and it suffocated because they wouldn't put it back in the water because they were too busy.
Because it's a fucking baby dolphin, and it's an aquatic animal.
And well, they were too busy taking pictures with it on the beach.
I hate selfie culture,
People are dumb. People are dumb.
8.
Footage shows Trump with some accusers after he claimed he never met the women.
This is submitted by Craze Filter to Our Politics. He never said that!
No, he did. He straight up has in a tweet saying that, he had never met or did not even know who the women that were accusing him were. And, well, that's just not true. There's video and pictures of him hanging out with the women that are accusing him of sexual misconduct.
All right, so what did the White House say to try to cover this up?
Nothing yet.
Oh my God.
Because they're not really responding to the sexual misconduct charges against the president. They're just trying to. They're taking the ignore it approach.
Damn. Well, that's a bold strategy, and let's see if it pays off for him.
I don't believe it will. Also,
I don't believe it will either.
My name is not Cotton.
That's why I didn't call you Cotton.
7.
5 Republicans have opposed the FCC's plan. We need to convince the rest of them.
This was submitted by J.D. Tabish to Our Technology.
So within 24 hours, the FCC is expected to go forward with its vote in terms of repealing Title II net neutrality that went forward in 2015 to protect the masses from the very, very nefarious and greedy practices of your internet service providers. Now, they're saying that there is no proof that net neutrality needs to be in place, even though there have been 5,000 complaints in the last 2 years against ISPs, as well as several court cases that were handled before Title II was put in place for net neutrality. Now we talk.
Oh, but there's no fucking proof.
Nope. Now
go fuck yourselves.
Mr. Sean Maloney, a Democrat representative from New York, has already filed a House bill to try and prevent them from doing so. That said, the government is slow as fuck, and so that is not going to go through anywhere near in time. That does not mean...
All right, guys, right now, tonight, jack off to as much weird porn as you can, because tomorrow it may go away.
I don't know if it'll
or you may have to pay extra for it.
I don't know if it'll go away that quickly, but you'll definitely start to see some effects of it over the next several months if that is rolled back.
Okay, so go through and download all your favorite porn so that you can keep a backlog.
Nathan, bringing you with the tips of the day.
See, I actually really don't like downloading my favorite porn videos that I find because I like going to their website and giving them service, so that I can service myself.
Sure. So there are 5 Republicans right now. That is Representative Mike Coffman from Colorado, Senator Susan Collins from Michigan, Dave Reichert from Washington, John Curtis from Utah, and Jeff Fortenberry from New England. No, that's not a state.
No, New England is not a state. They have a football team,
Nebraska.
Which is cool. Nebraska. That is fairly far from New England.
Shut up, Nathan. In any case, if you would like to contact your representative or your senator regarding these, please, just if you click on the link for this story, which is number 7, there is links to every single one of their Twitter accounts so that you can get in contact with them.
But please, sound sane.
Also, yeah, don't be rude, don't be mean, and being mean and aggressive against these people does not help. All it does is make them want to oppose whatever you're asking for.
Yep, because you're a fucking weirdo and you're goddamn asking for things, and no one wants to help out a weirdo. Which is really weird, because I actually enjoy helping out weirdos. You get some of the weirdest fucking stories.
6.
Doctors have created digital avatars to personify the voices heard by people with schizophrenia.
Whoa, this is submitted by Extreme Ownership to Our Science.
So the idea behind this is that they're going to talk to you and create the voice that you hear if you are schizophrenic, or the voices that you hear if you hear more than once if you are schizophrenic. And then what they're going to do is that a therapist is going to operate behind the scenes, operate that avatar and that voice, and try to get you to hear that voice through the avatar. And then that avatar over time is slowly going to get nicer so that it is not something that torments you. Because the majority of the time when you are suffering from schizophrenia, the voices you hear are very nefarious and they want you to do bad things or saying they're going to do bad things to you. If they can turn that into a positive voice, then it's not nearly as much of a detriment to you. And in some cases, they found that this treatment completely makes the voices go away entirely.
That's really cool. And people can just develop schizophrenia.
Yeah, it's really neat because it's a completely different and non-medicinal approach to the problem.
Mm-hmm. It is. I like how it's non-medicinal, most of all. It's a very psychological approach.
Which is great, considering schizophrenia is a psychological problem.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fuck, there's that summer I thought I was getting schizophrenia.
So it's still in testing, but they've had very successful tests thus far. Both in their pilot test and their expansive test has shown very large levels of success. So hopefully it goes farther and is able to just do good things for people with schizophrenia.
Yeah, no, that's great. I love seeing shit like this.
Well,
just advances, not just in medical fields, but in psychological fields.
Well, and the other thing on this is that even if it only helps like 50% of the people with schizophrenia, that's more than we were able to help before.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's so... I don't like the culture when it comes to medicine that if it doesn't catch enough that it's put aside of like, oh, well, this is only successful 40% of the time. And it's like, well, that's successful 40% of the time. Did you have anything better before then? No? Then why aren't we at least using this and seeing if it will be responsive to the people? I would take a 40% chance if I was suffering from something.
All right, well, would you take a 40% chance with a 60% chance of painful death?
Well, I don't think this has a chance of painful death, but...
Well, right. But, you know, in some of those cases, that's the answer.
Sure.
Or in some of those cases, you can take this antidepressant, but instead it makes you even more depressed.
Which is depressing.
Absolutely.
5.
Anonymous donor pays off Walmart layaway gifts for 200 families.
This is submitted by NotBob1959 to Our Uplifting Nudes.
So this is in Everett, Pennsylvania. And so the neat thing about this is that this same donor, we don't know who they are, but Walmart did confirm that it is the same person that did this last year. Now, interestingly enough, there was several people in the area that knew that this donor did it last year, and so they went to Walmart and put things on layaway in hopes that they would do it again this year. And they were successful in getting things through this donor that was paying off layaways. Some of them, of course, were needed, especially considering one person came forward about how they did do this and put something on layaway in the hope that someone would come and pay off all the layaways like they did last year, because they were suffering because they received an $800 water bill.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah.
My grandma almost had that happen to her. The water company called her and they were like, "Hey, are you having a problem with your water?" And she's like, no. And they were like, "Yeah, I think you are, because it says here that you've had your water running for the last, 3 days straight." So she went, she didn't go down into her crawl space because she couldn't fit. She had me and my dad go down, and holy fuck, was it pretty much goddamn flooded.
It was just a little mini lake down there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the creepiest fucking thing, because you had to get into it from the very back room. It was my grandma's bedroom. In her closet, there's this little fucking door, and I pull it open, and you can climb in. And I remember growing up, going out there and spending the summers out there. My grandma would threaten to throw me in there if I was acting up. Never, seriously, but fuck, scare me sometimes.
4.
Pedophiles stopped at Sydney airport by anti-sex tourism law.
Damn, this was submitted by Cintiz to Our World News.
So there are over 20,000 convicted pedophiles in Australia, all of which are on the sex offender register, and because of a new law that just went into place on Wednesday, they are not allowed to leave the country. The reason for this is that the majority of them would travel to Southeast Asians for a sex tourist market that exists there. And Australia said, no, you're not allowed to leave the country unless you get approval through the government, and it has to be for a very good reason. If we find that you're trying to leave the country for any of these reasons, or if you leave the country without approval, we're going to stick you in jail for 5 years.
That's awesome. Because, like, the only thing that comes to mind for me is, like, the fucking Canadian guy who had the swirled face in all of his pictures of child pedophilia, and they, like, reverse swirled his face.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yay, technology.
Also, stop being pedophiles, dude.
Yeah, seriously.
Yesterday, I saw this fucking post about a bunch of pedophiles trying to group themselves up with the LGBT.
Oh, I saw that too, and I was like, "What? No!" And they're like,
"No, absolutely not.
You cannot do that." It's like, God,
love is love, but that is not love.
They even had like their own symbol for it, and
yeah, and it was like an omega sign with a smaller omega sign inside of it.
Yep, and it was called, and it was like, I'm coming out as a pedosexual, like whoa.
Yeah, and they had like a term. It was pedosexual.
Like no, and then they're like, you're just pedophobic, and it's like, yes, I'm gonna go with yes. I think that's yes.
Technically, yeah. I'm not. I guess sure. Y'all dudes are fucking gross. Like, come on.
Like, I understand being attracted to like small and petite women that are adults.
Yo, the post about the guy who is like, our sources say ages 3 to 16 is a perfect age for people to start getting married. I was like, dude, you're going to catch so many fucking hands just by walking down the damn street.
Yeah, you'd be lucky if someone doesn't just straight up kill you.
I would be throwing hands. Like, god damn, you're goddamn disgusting.
God, friggin' people.
2.
NASA confirms astronauts will watch Star Wars: The Last Jedi in space.
That's a bullshit. Astronauts get to watch Star Wars, and actually, I get paid tomorrow.
It was like, Nathan, it comes out tomorrow. Like,
this is submitted by Digital Shamrock to our space.
Yeah, so they're going to beam it up. I don't know, but they're going to be sending a copy of Star Wars: The Last Jedi to the International Space Station.
Did you just make a Star Trek joke while talking about Star Wars?
It wasn't intentional, if that helps.
I'll fucking murder you.
It's literally called beaming, okay? We have a company called Beam that beams shit to you.
I will learn Klingon to shout at you.
Shut up. In any case, it's great because the astronauts are going to watch a movie.
Yo, funny story. In the Star Wars lore, the most common language is Basic, right?
Sure. Common.
The second most common language is called Bocce, and it's Bocche.
Okay.
Not once has it been, like, used in any form of media, except for, like, written books or comic books. So nobody knows what Bocce actually sounds like, but it's the second most used language in the entire galaxy.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Isn't it? I want to learn what Bocce sounds like. I feel like there should be more fan languages being made. Not just Dothraki, not just Elven, not just fucking Klingon. Like, let's get some more in there.
Well, and currently, no spoilers, because obviously I don't know anything, but the early reviews for The Last Jedi have come out, and a couple of them are like, you know what? I don't even care if they make Episode 9. Episode 8 was so good that it doesn't even matter.
Yo, I've heard some mixed reviews, honestly. A lot of those reviews were like, yo, this movie's fucking amazing. The ending, the last 5 minutes, lots of twists and turns, it was fucking lit. But a lot of them said that the 2.5 hour runtime was a little too long and they should have shaved it down.
You know,
which I feel is the opposite problem for Justice League. Justice League needed to be a longer movie.
Well, most of the DC movies needed to be longer.
They needed to be better. There's a difference.
Well, they needed to be longer so they could include the context for all of the shit that they were trying to do.
That's the problem with DC live action. Is like, aside from Wonder Woman and arguably The Dark Knight, they don't make good live action movies.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, though, like, I honestly, as long as if they're saying the whole thing is good, then I don't think it being 2.5 hours long is bad. If it's a really good 2.5 hours,
as long as the entirety of the 2.5 hours or majority of it is good. Like, if there's a fucking lull for the first 2/3 of the movie, with the last third being the goddamn coolest part, I'd be goddamn pissed.
Well, yeah, I understand that. If it's 2.5 hours of good movie, then that's not a problem.
Yeah, then absolutely. But yeah, the things that I've read is that they had the problem with the 2.5 hour runtime, not because it was too long, but because it was too long with not enough like actual shit going on until like the last 12 minutes or so.
I guess we'll find out. I mean,
yeah, we will. I'm fucking excited. It's going to be fucking dope. I also heard Adam Driver was the fucking driving point of that entire fucking movie.
I mean, he's pretty damn good, and I felt like he did a good job in The Force Awakens, so...
Yo, he looks goofy as fuck with his big-ass ears, but I fucking love that man.
You can't see his ears in most of The Force Awakens, so...
He was, well, yeah, because he's wearing that big-ass helmet.
Or a shaggy hair.
Apparently he was in a movie with Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, it was 2013. I forget what it was called, though. Apparently it's really funny.
I should fucking watch it, because goddamn, I love both those guys. Also, speaking of weird fucking people in goddamn... just culture. Goddamn, Elijah Wood is still in Dirk Gently's, and I will fucking talk about it any moment I think about it. Dirk Gently's is probably one of the best, if not the best, show on television right now.
Very well, then.
Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Everyone go out and look for it. Fucking Bart is my goddamn favorite character. She is a holistic serial killer.
1.
The Alabama Senate race has been concluded, and the new senator for Alabama is Democrat Doug Jones.
This is submitted by Politics Moderator Bot to our politics.
And that's just because there's a lot of topics for it right now that are all in one nice little post.
Doug Jones wins.
Oh, dude. Like, one, I was like, that is some of the best news I've heard recently. That is really happy news. At the same time, 49% of the people that voted for the pedophile.
Yo, you want to know something even crazier than that?
What's that?
6% of all black votes went to Roy Moore.
Yep. Well, it's like it was like 97% of black women all voted for Doug Jones, and like 94% of black men voted for him, and 3% of those that didn't were to write-in candidates. So yeah, even then they didn't fucking almost
care about
all of the black vote was to Doug Jones, and unfortunately only like 30% of the white vote went to Doug Jones.
Also, all of those goddamn African Americans that are voting for Roy Moore, what the fuck? What hurt you?
Dude, what hurt the white people? Like, Jesus. 70%?
Well, they're the South. Honestly, I hate to say it, the South is fucking crazy when it comes to their politics like that.
So you remember how we talked about previously about how there's that member of the UN World Health Council that was going to check out Alabama and some other states to check on the state of things there?
Mm-hmm.
There are sections of Alabama that are either equivalent to or in worse shape than third world countries. There are sections of Alabama that not only have outbreaks, but are suffering from an epidemic of hookworm.
What?
Yeah.
That's gross.
Uh-huh.
Fucking Alabama needs to get their shit together, and hopefully under Doug Jones they can do that.
Yeah. So, good job on not electing a pedophile, Alabama, as well as electing a very progressive candidate in terms of that he doesn't want to fuck you.
Well, at least if you're underage.
Although it's really funny because initially Mitch McConnell was, who is the Senate Majority Leader, and so he's one of the leaders of the Republicans. He was talking about how they need to delay the vote on the tax bill until after the seat is filled because they wanted the extra vote because they were expecting Roy Moore to get in. And
then after that, he's like, no, let's continue.
And then afterwards, he's like, well, we need to push this vote through now. It's been delayed for way too long. We can't wait for that seat to be filled. We need to put the vote in now.
You know what else? Trump was backing Roy Moore, but as soon as he lost, he was like, see, I fucking told you, because originally Trump was voting, backing Moore's Republican running mate.
Yeah, it was Luther Strange.
Not running mate, opposing person.
Luther Strange.
and fucking just because Roy Moore lost, Trump is like, I fucking told all of you guys we have to put real Republicans in there, even though like days before he was touting, going off about how Roy Moore is someone that we needed. Otherwise, the liberal Democrat Nancy Pelosi fucking agenda is just going to get moved on.
Well, that's like with the exit polls or the, questioning the people that voted for Roy Moore. There were three major answers in the people that voted for Roy Moore of why they voted for Roy Moore. And that is they don't believe the allegations. They are pro-life, which Roy Moore was pro-life, whereas Doug Jones is pro-choice. Or they just didn't want to give up the seat to a Democrat.
Fucking dickheads,
dude. It could have been anybody. It could have been anybody, and they would have voted for him if it wasn't a Democrat.
I hate how politics is boiling down into a sports game.
Well, and it's sad to me how restrictive and limited people's mindset are of, I only care about one thing, and that is either my party or a very particular topic. Cares nothing about anything else about who this person is, who they represent, what they do, as long as they protect this one topic. Whether
exactly. Trump said that he's going to just grab people by the pussy, and he's still fucking in office.
Well, I mean, honestly, Hillary Clinton, like, as much as I would have preferred her
to be... trust me, I would have been on this shtick. If she was in office,
yeah.
I would be fucking bitching about her, too.
Like, she was the worst person to run up against Trump.
That's because she fucking bought out her goddamn candidacy. Like, if it wasn't for that, then, we wouldn't have Trump as president.
No, anybody else, Trump would have lost to.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else. Like, I just heard Bernie Sanders from behind me. That would have been a blowout. That would have been hilarious. Like
70, 80, 90%.
It would have been disgustingly massive if it was Bernie.
And we would be all in a very beneficial area if it was.
Speaking of Bernie, did you hear what Trump said about him recently?
No.
Straight up said that Bernie Sanders would run against him in 2020 even if he had to do it from a wheelchair.
Wow, that's fucking rude. You're like the same age as him.
Yeah! Like, holy Jesus, Trump, calm down!
Also, like, you think you're going to be able to run in 2020?
Well, I mean, if he's still in office, he will run in 2020.
Right, with all these things going around, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be in office.
But that said, also, I don't know who you could stick up against Trump in 2020 that wouldn't win. I mean, unless you throw Clinton up there again, and then, like... Oh God! Please don't do that.
Roy Moore. If you throw Roy Moore up there, fucking Trump might win.
But he's a Republican.
That's all right. Okay, so if you throw, I don't know, Al Franken. He just resigned over sexual allegations.
Sure. But I mean, at that point,
Bill Clinton again.
He can't run again. Well, here's the thing, though. If the final two ends up being Donald Trump or Al Franken, like. You can't use that guy was a sexual misconduct guy. They both are. So, like, I mean, at that point, I still think Al Franken ends up winning.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't know.
I don't either.
Hitler?
Hitler's dead.
Neo-Hitler?
Neo-Hitler? All right.
Yo, I've played Wolfenstein 2. That shit's the jam. Also, I found out the guy from Wolfenstein is the biological descendant, or, not the descendant, the biological ancestor of Doom Guy.
Nice. Isn't Wolfenstein like the character you play in the new ones? Isn't he like literally a mailman or something like that?
I think so. His name's BJ Berkowitz.
Nice.
And has been named BJ Berkowitz since the first Wolfenstein game coming out in like the fucking 80s.
You know, if anyone is listening to this right now, just...
Fuck Nazis.
Well, yes, fuck Nazis. Just please try to consider more candidates than just what you are represented by in terms of your party. And, like, unfortunately, and I don't want to blanket people like this, but it is a huge problem, especially for the Republican side of things, of that if it's not Republican, they don't want it. And like, I know that I have talked to several independents and several Democrats that are willing to look at and consider other candidates if they fit the bill.
Right. Yo, everyone needs to be at least a little bit more independent. Like, stop leaning on the crutch of your party, because oftentimes your party is absolute dicks.
Well, most of them are all absolute dicks. Like,
and not like the good, like, right-sized dicks that glisten in the light.
This guy
looks appetizing with the abs coming off of them. And
are you hungry, Nathan?
No, I just want dicks. No, yeah, I'm hungry.
Hey,
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
He's got dicks for you, Nathan. Nathan, what'd you care about in the last 24 hours?
Well, both of these that you threw up here were pretty good. The Punisher is renewed for season 2 at Netflix, and Kingsman 3 is already in the works.
I wasn't sure if you would watch the Kingsman movie. I know you'd watch Punisher, but I wasn't. I've not seen any of the Kingsman movies. So,
yo, if you enjoyed John Wick, you would enjoy the Kingsman.
Noted.
Actually, you might enjoy it a little bit more because it's more cheeky and funny. I
enjoyed John Wick a lot.
Something.
It's gone now.
I had something.
Have you even opened your beer?
What? No, I didn't even finish it.
Did you even open it?
There was something I wanted to talk about, and I don't remember what it was. It was something on BBC. Fuck.
I don't know, buddy.
Come back to me in a second.
Okay, you want to I'll just... the thing I cared about in the last 24 hours is what is happening in the next 24 hours. And that is, I want to just give you another quick reminder that this is kind of your last heads up for the Q&A, the Ask Us Anything that is happening tomorrow. Another heads up as well is that we're not going to be doing normal news topics tomorrow. We're just going to kind of be celebrating us. It's going to be episode 400. It's a big milestone, so we're excited to celebrate that, answer your questions. If you have not submitted questions to us, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, if you do want to just ask them to us live during the show tomorrow, we record live at 6 p.m. Alaska time. So that's 7 p.m. West Coast, 8 p.m. if you're Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central Time, and 10 p.m. East Coast. I'm sorry I cannot do the math or anything beyond that. So if you are some of our viewers that are in, whether it's Australia, if you're heading west, or if you're in Europe heading east, do your best. I wish you luck if you would like to ask us those questions live. Otherwise, please just send them in to us. Also, we broke $100 on Patreon some time ago. So the other thing that is happening tomorrow is I have to do a rap for you guys.
Yo, we wrote it out. It looks fucking hilarious.
It's garbage.
Oh, that's what I cared about. Fucking Disney is set to deal with Fox for the takeover, right?
Yeah, they're buying 20th Century Fox, yeah.
Right, which means we're going to be getting the X-Men in with the Avengers, and we may have X-Men versus Avengers, right?
Oh, that'd be sweet. Yeah, sure, cool.
They're completely leaving out the Fantastic Four.
From the deal, or?
Yeah, from the deal. Disney will not be accepting or getting them.
So who gets them then?
Still Fox, apparently.
But if Fox...
someone, I don't know, maybe Sony.
Like, it's like if they buy all of Fox, it's like a $40 billion deal. So
I think Sony might get it, because I was reading an article that was sent to me yesterday by my roommate, and I was like, what? Oh, this other one also. There is a surgeon in fucking England who is opening people up and leaving his initials on their livers, spleens, and pancreases.
What?
Yeah. There's like this tool that he would use to when transplanting like livers and shit, that he would burn things away from it, and it would help cauterize the wound and everything. And he was leaving his fucking initials in pretty much everyone.
What?
And they found it because there was a liver that was already fucked up beyond belief. It was an argon beam to stop livers from bleeding. There was one that was really fucked up, and he marked on it, but because the liver itself was fucked up, the mark stayed instead of healing over. And so when they opened him up again, they saw the initials, and they were like, what?
I'm trying to find information about this Fantastic Four shit.
I have a article in my in my chat with my roommate.
There is some question as to whether the current distribution agreement will remain valid once Fox's assets are acquired by Disney. Fox was the driving force behind the first 2 Fantastic Four films that saw the light of day, as well as the critically reviled 2015 reboot that no one loved.
I forgot about that movie. Here, I posted it in the chat here. The link that I had read.
Facebook, YouTube, Skype.
In the Facebook chat.
Dude, apparently we've had viewers on Facebook, and my thing never loaded.
Oh, weird.
I hate Facebook sometimes. What?
I forgot entirely about that fucking remake.
Where'd you put it?
In the chat. I posted it in the chat.
In Facebook?
On the Facebook chat that we're all a part of.
I'll reload it again?
Not your personal messages.
Got it. Yeah, no, I'm trying to load the Facebook chat. Okay, here it is. And then we'll leave behind the fantastic... How is that even possible?
I don't know.
Oh, it's because they're not getting all of Fox.
Oh, okay. Just the portion with the fucking superhero movies? Yo, you know what? That first set of Fantastic Four movies may not have been good, but Jessica Alba was fantastic in that entire series.
They're only acquiring 21st Century Fox's movie and TV divisions, and apparently Fantastic Four does not actually fall under those.
Yeah.
Because of the way that the rights is set up.
Yep.
Fucked.
Okay, so in my opinion, the Fantastic Four is pretty shitty, save for 2 things about them.
It has Captain America in it.
What?
What?
No, not Chris Evans.
But
I'm talking about the entirety of the whole of the Fantastic Four.
Exactly. One of those 2 things is that it has Chris Evans.
No, that's not it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
One of those things is that Spider-Man was a member of the Fantastic Four for a long while.
Okay.
And the other one is actually, no. Just both of their villains, the Silver Surfer and Doctor Doom, are the best parts about Fantastic Four, hands down.
Yeah.
Doctor Doom is one of the most compelling fucking characters ever written. It's goddamn weird.
Yeah.
He's a complete evil individual, but he fucking walked up to that goddamn panther spirit in Wakanda, the one that's supposed to eat everybody unless you're a goddamn Wakandan prince, and he was like, yo, you see the future where you're ruling and everything's peaceful. And you know what? I agree with you. And he fucking let Doctor Doom walk away.
Yep. Aren't the only 2 people that have survived the friggin' Spirit Tree the Black Panther and Doctor Doom?
Yeah!
And basically it was, you're the Wakandan prince and you will lead to great things. And then it was like, Doctor Doom is like, well, if you succeed, the world turns out pretty well. So go on. Have a good time.
And he's like, yeah, I know. I'm fucking right.
It's like, wait, what? Yeah.
I guess fucking Reed Richards' son, I fucking forget his name, but their son, the son of Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic, is goddamn crazy. He can like make other dimensions on a fucking whim. So, he is probably the strongest Marvel character.
Speaking of
stronger than fucking Doctor Strange, even.
So speaking of crazy things, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Incredibles, right?
Yeah.
So there's Mr. Incredible, super strong, Elastigirl, right? But then let's look at their children. Dash is very, very obviously named Dash, and he is fast, right? He runs real quick.
Violet is named Violet because she turns ultraviolet. She turns invisible.
Yep.
And Jack is named Jack because
he's a jack of all trades. Blew my mind. Saw it for the first time like 3 months ago, and I was like, whoa!
I caught that the first time I watched it.
Totally went over my head. Like, oh, good lord.
That's fucking hilarious. Apparently went over a lot of people's heads because I saw that meme.
Well, did you see the ones been going around recently of like, it's been 34 years and I'm just now learning that Little Piggy went to the market did not mean he went to go buy food?
No!
Are you okay?
Fuck! They're gonna eat that little pig! No, real talk. Why would you send the little pig to the market and not sell the big ones?
Because they're all little piggies, Nathan.
Yeah, but there's an obvious size difference between this little pig went to the market, or no, the first little pig, and then the last little pig.
Well, yeah, the first little pig is your big toe, Nathan.
Obvious fuckingly, like.
Yeah, so that's the one that went to the market.
Oh, see, I got that backwards. I keep thinking the one that went to the market was the last one.
No, that's the one that went wee all the way home.
All the way home. Yeah, that's
right.
I fucked that up.
All right, let's get out of here, everybody. Yeah, are you done? All right, everybody. So if you're still... God damn it, shut the fuck up. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Alaska time for our episode 400 celebration.
Squeal like a pig.
Please submit all of your questions for our Ask Us Anything, our questions and answers segment that'll be going on as part of the celebration tomorrow. And as always, if you'd like to help this show grow, continue to support it, share it on social media if you can. Otherwise, throw money at us. We like that. Patreon.com/dailyinternet. And that is it, everybody. There's your 399th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwan.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
And please remember, everybody.
Don't get
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.